I'm Michael Rossi, and I'm an Ironman. An Ironman is the ultimate triathlon. It's a swim, bike, run, a 2.4 mile swim, a 112 mile bike, and then a 26.2 run, which is a marathon. And each one of those tasks, on their own are pretty great, let alone to put them together in sequence. That's what makes this race so paramount, I guess, and so difficult and so far-fetched for anybody that's never tried it to even try to understand what it's all about. What made me want to do it? Well, my best friend, who I've grown up with, and said, Mike, you need to change. You're 30 years old now. He's like, we're not 10 anymore, we're not 20, we're not 18, whatever. So I go for my annual physical, and thank God everything was okay, but the doctor had a whole conversation with me about how I need to change my lifestyle up, and if I don't, this physical is not going to have the same outcome in a couple of years. So she said, you better start working out a little more, and you need to eat better and kick some of your bad habits. And that was really a big wake-up call. Probably the first time in my life that the light bulb went off in my head, and I said, wow, I really got to change my life up, and that's what we did. My sister actually forwarded me a link because she had known that I've done a couple of shorter triathlons in my life, and she said, hey, I know you always wanted to do an Ironman. She sends me this email. She goes, here, New York's finally doing one. So I went to the meeting and I listened to everything they had to say about it, and they tell you all the good points and all the bad points. They said, then go ahead and sign up. They said, but I can promise you that it will change your life. And that was enough. That's all I needed to hear. I signed for it that day, and we had to leave a check with them, and that's what I did. The day of the race, the big race, the actual Ironman was crazy. I mean, it's really a whole week leading up to it. Everything up to that point is preparing you for that minute. So if you didn't do it in practice, 3 months prior, there's nothing that's going to help you that morning. I mean, that morning, all it is just a culmination of everything you've done for the last 8 months. The time to put in the work and worry was actually, 6 months prior, not that day. That day you're excited. They dump you onto this floating barge, and that's what we jumped off of. It was a floating barge. You walk up to the edge, they say go, and you jump off, and it's race time. And that's it. From that point on, you've got 17 hours to get to the end. Going through the swim, actually the swim was easier than most, I guess, because you're in the Hudson River and there's a current. And the current really does help, which is great. But it's still the Hudson River, and there's a lot of chop, and there's 2,000 other people running around next to you actually swimming. And you're getting kicked and punched, and people are running into you, and it's a little bit of a bumper car out there kind of thing. But I made it through, and I think just under an hour. You certainly want to have a good time. My main focus actually was to get in before 10 p.m. So normally midnight's the cutoff at 17 hours, but New York has a noise ordinance that is not allowing them to announce people's names after 10. So 10 o'clock became the new goal, even though the race goes until 12. So it was about a 15-hour race instead of 17, and I really wanted to hear my name over the loudspeaker and hear them say, you are an Ironman. So 10 o'clock became the new goal, and that was really, really important. So that's what I was training for. So, I'm actually coming around for the second loop. I hear my name getting called out. Mike. I'm like, we're on the highway. I'm like, who the heck is there? It's my friend Andrew. And I grew up with Andrew. I've known Andrew since we were 5 or 6 years old. And I hadn't talked to him, or I shouldn't say that, I haven't seen him in probably over a year. I'm tearing up actually thinking about it. And it really does separate, who cares about you and who those people that really matter in your life. So I come in, I park the bike and put on the running shoes. I took another, 8 or 10 minutes and transition again and collect my thoughts, and off I go, 26 miles. And I think it was a slow 26 miles, but I made it to about mile 18. I was on a 5-hour marathon pace, and the wheels came off. You got to push your body way past where it wants to go at that point. and it's 90 degrees outside, but I'm freezing cold. And I stopped sweating because I'm probably dehydrated, even though I've drank probably 3.5 gallons of water throughout the day. I knew it was going to be close. I mean, because you're doing math the whole time and looking at your watch, and I got in at 9:51. 9 minutes to spare. And I came through, and it says, "You are an Ironman," and I was almost delirious coming through. It's almost like you can't hear anything. You're so out of it. But I heard that. It definitely has given me a new perspective that anything goes and anything's possible if you're willing to do the work. 5 blind people finished. They're blind. They have no idea where they're going, and they have a guide that's with them. There's a lot of blind people out there that probably never thought that this would be possible, but these people said, "Well, okay, I have a disability, I guess, but I'm going to do this." There was somebody that finished ours that was missing an arm. How do you ride a bike with no arm? Beats me. I had 2 arms. I thought the bike was pretty hard, but he did it. So, the human spirit is an amazing thing when you set your mind to it. Anything goes. This was more of a minor task that I wanted to, something I wanted to put in the win column, and I did it, so that feels good. But it's something I'm going to carry with me forever.